And welcome to Lime Rock Park, qualifying underway for the DGSRacing.com GT-3 Challenge. Currently 17 cars registered for this session. Short little road course. I believe located up in the northeast of the United States. There goes Brady Powers for a loop in the 22 Lamborghini. He'll reset and try again. Currently have this set to most exciting drivers, so it's just hopping around. Anybody we see. Kenny Frisbee there, John Neckrich. The two of Cody Cleaver. His teammate, the one of Ian Montrose. A couple of Porsches. Jeremy Brown has spun the 87. There's our first look at the McLaren. Mark Sherman. Bringing the number 92 McLaren, the 720S. Making its debut here this week in Sidewinder Racing. Let's see how strong that new McLaren is. A few cars have put a time down so far. Cody Cleaver among them. It's no joke saying the among them joke tonight, since we're playing Among Us as a community after stream, after the races tonight. Cody Cleaver currently on pole. Harry Grindell, another one of our new McLarens, sitting P2. Harry always good at the road courses. Shaking down his new McLaren. Ian Montrose goes up to P3 in the Porsche. Lucas Hoisman has the Audi in fourth. Kenneth Stout. Kenneth brings the McLaren out here. Macus in the Porsche. Jumps up to fifth briefly, then Angry Neckrich and another Porsche right behind him steals it away. Few first-timers out here, including Andy. Mark Sherman. Garrett Boyd is signed in here, so that's 18 cars here this weekend. Cody Cleaver still sitting on the pole in the number 2. Cliff Mullins gets the time in. He's 10th in the Mustang. A big heavy car may not be the best for this weekend. Porsche first, McLaren second, Porsche third, Audi fourth, and Porsche and Porsche and McLaren. The Audi just moved up to second. Oh, tags the 36 as he spins right in front of him. That's Garrett Boyd going around in front of Lucas. That's going to invalidate Lucas's lap. Sorry, Harry. I think Cliff held him up. There's Harry just up the road, going down the hill through the final corner. I need to get turn numbers for this track because, I don't know, there's not many. Track map would be great. I'm going to look for one real fast. iRacing check. I put May instead of map. That's probably not going to help. Alright, so 7 turns officially. And turn 5 kind of becomes 5, 6, and 7 with the layout we're running with the chicane and Grand Prix layout.
Try to get out of the way, sorry.
But it looks like traditionally it's 7-turn road course. Unlike Watkins Glen, that's an 11-turn road course. And I will die on that hill. 4 minutes to go in practice. It looks like officially on it gives it a 9-turn layout. The 2019 Grand Prix configuration. They are very, very descriptive with their naming of the corners here. See the two of Cody Cleaver head down through West Bend onto the downhill. Who would have thunk that would be called downhill? Into turn 9, which has no name. In the Samposi Straight. One thing they actually worked their noodle to name. Then into Big Bend. This is the longest turn on the track through 1 and 2. And then the next turn coming up, this left-hand turn that they are going through now, is called Left-Hander. And this following turn, you guessed it, this is called Right-Hander. Really work their noodles here. And this stretch here, this is called No Name Straight. And they just couldn't be bothered to give it a name. Through the chicane up the hill, this section called the uphill. And this bend here is the western part of the track where they named it West Bend, and then this is downhill where they go downhill. They did not work the noodles at all for naming this track. 2.5 minutes to go in qualifying. Cody Cleaver holding the top spot over Lucas Weissman, then Harry Grindel, Ian Montrose, and Matthew Kooks. You're top 5. I don't know if it's Koo or Kooks. You can find Matthew and ask. Matthew! Matthew.
Oh, he's shy.
Macus, do you know how to pronounce his last name?
Nope.
I don't know if it's Koo or Kooks.
I'm pretty sure it's not Cox.
Well, that's a relief. I'm glad it's not Cox. But I don't know if it's Koo or Kooks.
What?
Is it Koo or Kooks?
Your last name?
Oh, it's Cooks.
Kooks. There you go. Thank you. We're having like a good 10-minute debate over here. So how's it going?
He's going left.
Oh, only left? He's NASCARing?
You do know this track is not made for these cars, right?
Exactly. That's why it's great. It's even better when we get like NASCARs out here.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Wait, who's in our call?
It's DG.
Swiss.
Oh.
It's Brittany, bitch. Alright, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's gonna be needed.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
That's Macus and Matthew. I don't see Snail tonight. We got 19 cars in here with 44 seconds to go. I'm gonna Discord Snail real fast. Trucks are really like rock next season, so that's going to be fun. What do you mean? What do you mean? That is qualifying, and Lucas Hoisma gets Cody Cleaver right at the end. Does Cody get him back across the line? No, Cleaver unable to best Lucas's time. Cody got to be angry. He led almost all of that qualifying, and Lucas got him right at the end. Lucas Hoisma will be your pole sitter for tonight's race, the DGSRacing.com GT3 Challenge from Lime Rock Park. Wait for the final minute to tick off as the drivers complete their laps that they had started. Okay, Grindel up the chicane through the uphill. May have gotten a little too wide there. He's currently third on the grid. See if he can improve through the final turn. He does improve. Does it count? Right now it's still showing him third. He put down a 50.86, which would be faster than Lucas's time, but apparently it did not count. It was all for naught. Here he's got to be unhappy with that. Oh, right, Matt. Now I understand. I get you now. I'm there. I'm with it. I'm on board. I am understanding. All right. Let's get them all lined up out there on track, and let's get this show on the road. So we can jump in with Lucas here. If it wants to show him off. There we go. Let's go have a quick chat with him as he has a pace lap to get through real quick. There he is. He's changing channels on me. Lucas, DG, you got a copy?
Yep.
Well, you snuck it away from Cody Cleaver right there at the end of the qualifying. How good does it feel to be on pole here at Lime Rock in your Audi?
Definitely wasn't expecting this. That lap kind of came out of nowhere. I don't know if I got a sniff a draft or something like that, but yeah, it was a surprise for me too across the line, and I got him by 5 thousandths or something like that. So yeah, feeling pretty good, but I have not been very consistent in practice, so we'll see how this goes.
Stand for good luck.
Thank you.
That's Lucas Holzmeyer, your pole sitter in the 97. Happy birthday, by the way, to his dad. Happy birthday, Dave Hoitzma. Lucas on pole on the 97. Cody Cleaver in the 2 Porsche starts in second. Harry Grandel, the first of our new McLarens, rolls off in the 3rd spot. Ian Montrose in the Porsche starts 4th. Marcus Hagman, another Porsche, number 12 in 5th. Matthew Kooks, number 6, or starting 6th in the number 33 Skir Squad Porsche. Kenneth Stout, another one of our new McLarens, rolls off in the 29 in the 7th spot. Brady Powers starts 8th in the number 22. He has the Wanted Goons Lamborghini. John Neckrich, the Wanted Goons Corvette, rolls off in the 9th spot. Andy Neckrich has the Orioles Porsche starting in the 10th spot. Garrett Boyd, he's got a no-quarter Corvette rolling off in 11th. Mike Edwards has to start in park, he said, so he's probably going to start from the pits and complete a lap. He will be rolling off 12th, but from the pit lane. Mark Sherman, another one of our McLarens, starts 13th. Jeremy Brown, this 87 Porsche, starts in 14th. Cliff Mullins, the Spit and Venom Podcast Mustang, starts 15th. John Garrett in this Mercedes AMG machine starts 16th. Kenny Frisbee in his Wanted Goons Corvette 17th. And Daniel Llewellyn, he'll start the low drag number 23 Corvette in 18th. Field starts to roll here at Lime Rock Park. We get a full pace lap here behind our Porsche safety car. This will be about 1:30 on our little warm-up lap. We have 30 minutes time to race here, estimated about 36 laps because they are quicker than a minute. It'll be our highest lap count of the season outside of the oval meme race at Richmond's. Should be a good time. Not a lot of room to pass, but a lot of room to make mistakes, so I feel like a lot of drivers are just going to focus on the track more than racing one another. Like some of our drivers opting not to go through the chicane side by side and mess up their car early. Not an ideal place to be going side by side. They won't have that option during the race. They'd have to take a slowdown to do that. So there you have it. 19 cars set to do battle here. Edwards starting from the pit lane. Elston, not sure where his car is at the moment, but the Porsche case car is heading off, and we're looking for our green flag. Down the Sam Posey straight we go. Mikey says, never mind, he's racing. What's up, Mr. Andrew Beach? And green flag is out at Lime Rock Park. Here we go. Audi and Porsche into turn 1 and into Big Bend. So far, everyone's through clean. Back up to the front. Audi is able to get ahead of the Porsche on the jump. McLaren looking from third. Harry Grandel trying to take a peek there. Get a little bit more zoomed out camera shot here so we can see what's going on. At the field, working their way down No Name Straight. And up through the uphill we go. There, a report from the 85 car, mechanical issues, so not able to get the car out on track. "30-minute timer has started, and Lucas Hoytsma, your pole sitter, loops it in the final turn, and off the course he goes. He has backed it into the wall, lost the rear window on that car. He limps it back to the edge of the track. We'll see if he goes for the faster pair. He does. Lucas Hoytsma going to be coming from the back after that. Daniel Llewellyn, he's already lost the front end on his Corvette. We missed how that one happened. See if we can track it down. And there it is. I believe this is coming up on the chicane here.
Don't look. Don't look. Do not look.
Too bad. We're already looking. Oh, he catches way too much sausage, and Daniel eats that sausage like a pro and stuffs his face into the wall. Poor Daniel. That's how we got stuck there in the guardrail. Cody Cleaver now has the lead. Harry Grindell second. Ian Montrose is third. Mac is fourth. Kenneth Stout fifth. Then Matthew Kooks, John Neckrich, Brady Powers, and Andy Neckrich. Brady's stuck in a Neckrich sandwich right there. Garrett Boyd rounding out your top 10. Then Jeremy Brown, Cliff Mullins, Mark Sherman, John Garrett. Then Kenny Frisbee, Mike Edwards, Lucas Hoytsma. He's got about 21 seconds till he catches up to Edwards. Daniel Llewellyn still sitting on the pit lane. I think he had to take a tow, so might be there a while. John Neckrich in the 6th, losing a couple of spots.
I didn't hear you, but I'm going to assume it was a thank you. You're welcome.
He got way out into the grass. Had to ease his way back on. That's how he lost so many spots. A lot of cars scraping those curbs. You can hear it. And they go through that chicane at the end of the no-name straight. Cleaver's lead about a half second over Harry Grindell. So the McLaren doing very well, keeping up with the Porsche. And then a bit back, you have Montrose second and a half back. Macus chasing him down for that third spot. Macus is Marcus Hagman, if you were wondering. I think it's Hagman. I always say it wrong, so it's one of those two. I'll just say them both and have it right 50% of the time. This Kenneth Stout in 5th. And Matthew currently in the 6th spot. Brady Powers, Garrett Boyd, Andy Neckrich, Jeremy Brown as John Neckrich has fallen down to 13th. Was up in the top 10. Lucas has made up 4 of those seconds to the tail of the field, but it's now Kenny Frisbee back there in the 11. Wanigoon's black and red Corvette. John Garrett, there's Mike Edwards. Fort Worth, Wonderbread, Ricky Bobby looking Mustang. Neckrich, Sherman, Mullins. And then into the top 10, Brown is 10th. Andy Neckrich is 9th. Garrett Boyd. Sim Magic Corvette is 8th. Brady Powers and Wanigoons working on the 33 of Matthew Kooks. Got to the inside through Big Ben, but now on the opposite side for the left-hander. Battle is on here. Porsche versus Lambo. Porsche kind of pulls away going through the uphill section, so we'll keep on searching around for battles. This 4-car grouping. It's Mullen, Sherman, Neckrich of the John variety, and Mike Edwards. Mustang, McLaren, Corvette, and Mustang. Macus closing in within a half second. Ian Montrose, and this battle's warmed right back up. Here comes Brady Powers looking to the inside of the Porsche. They make contact down no name straight. I don't know if the Porsche didn't know the Lambo was there. They're going to make a little bit of contact through the chicane. Very difficult to go side by side through there. The Lambo gives way and actually loses a spot to Garrett Boyd in the Corvette. So Brady Powers trying to take over 6th spot, loses 7th. I don't think Brady will be as polite next time they get beside that Porsche. Now the Porsche giving way, giving the outside to Garrett Boyd. I think that's a defensive line there from Matthew. Matthew gets way wide at the exit of the Big Bends. See if the Corvette can go the long way around the left-hander. Keep the nose there, have the inside line for the right. Garrett Boyd finding it very difficult, as Brady Powers did, to get by that red and black Skr Squad Porsche. Now the Corvette and Lambo battle door to door. The Porsche misses the curve. Oh my goodness. Brady Powers catches huge air in the Lambo. Hope that car is okay after that. That was a lot of sausage curb that Lambo just ate up. Matthew, even after the slowdown, comes out ahead of the Lambo. but down the downhill has to give it up. Also gives up the spot to the Porsche. Matthew falls down to the 9th spot. Andy Dickrich up to 8th. Brady Powers still 7th, but now has a Corvette in front of him of Garrett Boyd. Boyd sneaking through to the 6th spot. Kenneth Stout running 5th. Then you have Marcus Hagman in the 4th spot.
All right.
You have an all right. I think this is back here. Jeremy Brown has gone around. I believe ST33 once again makes contact coming out of the corner and shoots the 87 into the inside tire barrier there. It's just out of Big Bend. Oh, Cliff Mullins went around as well while we weren't watching. Happens to Cliff. Just too much throttle in the Mustang, and he loses it, tries to save it, overcorrects, gets a tire in the grass, and catches the guardrail where there's no tire barrier, loses the whole nose of that Mustang. So a mistake from the Spit and Venom Ford ends up with no front end. You would have thought that was the crowd over there, and they were leaving the cars and coffee the way that Mustang veered off the road. The lead 1 second for Cody Cleaver. These two have left the rest of the field by 3 seconds. There's Ian Montrose being hounded by Marcus Hagman. Kenneth Stout rounding out the top 5. Surprisingly good run for Kenneth. Quite impressed, to be honest. Here, Boyd hanging on to that 6th spot that he got with that whole kerfuffle with Matthew and Brady. Brady's car seems to be okay. Not too banged up after going airborne. Riding in the 7th spot, Andy Neckrich is 8th, Matthew Kooks in 9th, and Mark Sherman rounding out your top 10. Daniel Llewellyn has called it a race for the 23 team, so they will retire at 18th. Scott Elston and the 85 team never were able to get their car out on track, so they unfortunately won't get a credit for a start tonight. So we had 19 cars show up to the track. Closest battle on track right now is either this one with Mackus and Montrose or the Kenny Frisbee one as he spins out. John Garrett gets by. He was just ahead of John. See John, the yellow Mercedes, and there goes Kenny losing it through Big Bend. John Garrett, nice evasive maneuver there in the Mercedes, able to get by. Let's take a look at that from on board the Mercedes. That had to be quite eye-opening. Here we go down Sam Posey Straight, heading towards turn number 1. Tucked in behind Frisbee. Frisbee loses the back end of the Corvette. Garrett able to cut it back to the right. Nice wreck avoidance by John Garrett there, picking up a spot. Up to 13th now. The lead is down to under 7 tenths of a second. Grindel picking up a little bit of time on our leader. Lucas Hoytsma gets around Kenny Frisbee. Lucas up to the 14th spot after his lap 1 spin. He has to be so angry at himself. Drivers do have one faster pair, so you see the crew put the window back on there. And now the closest battle on track is right here. Race lead. First and second. Cody Cleaver in the red, teal, and black Porsche. Harry Gundel, the red, white, and black McLaren 720S. Let's go on board with Harry Gundel and see the differences between their lines. Through the Sam Posey Straight. Into the chicane, into the uphill. Into West Bend. Through the downhill in the final turn. Back onto the main straight. Sam Posey Straight. Pick up a lot of speed here as you head into the Big Bend. Downshift to second there through turns 1. This is Big Bend into 2. Trying to get the throttle down. You hear him slide the rear tires. Garrett Boyd has disappeared in the 36. Have to go and try to find out what happened to him. As we complete one lap on a ride around. It's a very quick lap. Sub 1 minute lap. Garrett Boyd had some connection issues, but he has returned to the racing surface. And still ahead of... I think maybe a lap car behind him. Yeah, that's Jeremy Brown behind him. Brady Powers, the Lambo behind the car behind him. It's the next one in line. Makis in the number 12 Skir Squad Porsche, putting all kinds of pressure on the one of Ian Montrose. This is a great battle for the third spot. Montrose trying to break the draft. These two Porsches absolutely hounding one another. Take a brief break to go look at the battle for the lead. It seems to be just as close as Harry Grindell coming up on halfway, all over the back of Cody Cleaver. And there is the front endless Cliff Mullins machine. Seems Cliff did not take that car to the pit lane for repairs, even though fast repair is on the table. So now the leaders have to contend with the...
Why are you racing me a lap down? This is insane.
Brady Powers pissed off about
me off.
Jeremy Brown. Brown a bit of a hard head, which is put it as nicely as possible. There's Brady with the draft. They're going to get right on each other's bumpers. My goodness. And back to the inside goes the lap car, and the car behind him going off, and around goes Brown. Probably should have just conceded the spot. But you know. Brady Powers not going to be any kind of upset about that. Then you have Andy Neckrich, Matthew Kooks, and Mark Sherman now in the top 10, battling Mike Edwards for that 10th spot.
You don't have anything to say when you door me off the first time, but then you get upset because when I come back, you come back around and I'm a lap down, I race you.
I don't think that was the same car, but okay.
You're lap down. I'm trying to catch up to people in front of me. And here you are blocking the entire track.
I think what he's saying is...
You had nothing to say when you doored me off the track to begin with. The reason why I'm a lap down.
Yep, I think he was blocking the track on purpose, according to that. Harry Grindell, second place car, saying we're trying to race.
I still haven't heard you address the original problem.
I don't think you're going to.
Womp womp. I didn't know we had an original problem. Let me go look at the replay and figure it out.
How can you shut the fuck up? Holy shit.
Oh, thanks, Harry. That was fantastic. Harry also participating in... Whoa! Harry, yeah, I figured he would back off from that one.
Sorry, Cody.
He full sent it in there and got alongside Cody Cleaver. A little contact happens. They got it all straightened out, though, and Cleaver allowed to keep the lead by Harry. He didn't want to take it that way. Could have. Did not want to. Yeah, right, Jake? I always seem to forget. Always. Too much going on. We're closing in on halfway here. Cody Cleaver out in front. Harry Grindell second. Ian Montrose 6 seconds back in third as Marcus Hagman all over his back bumper. These Porsches have been glued together almost the entire race. Kenneth Stout still in fifth. Garrett Boyd has run him down. Impressive run from Garrett Boyd to catch up to him. Now the McLaren going to have to hold off the Corvette. Brady Powers back 8 seconds back from Garrett Boyd. It's Andy Neckrich, Matthew Kooks, Mike Edwards all right there with him. 6th through 10th, really 7th through 10th. Lined up nose to tail. And they come through the uphill and headed towards West Bend. Hear the bottoming out as these cars are so low to the ground when they hit the curbs, they actually drag the bodies on them. Down the San Posey straight. Do we see anybody try to break draft? Everyone seems to be content to stay in line. Nobody going for any moves here into turn one. Under 14 minutes to go. Edwards battling Matthew for this 9th spot. Mustang versus Porsche. Now Edwards has the preferred line back to the right. Edwards going to clear. The Mustang. He said the car was crappy. He moves into the top half of the field. Check in on Garrett Boyd battling Kenneth Stout. See what kind of runs we get into one. See if someone lost a hood. I believe that was the Mustang of Cliff Mullins. We saw him lose the nose. So much air turbulence down the straightaway. He's now lost the hood as well. It's going to end up running a modified by the time this thing is over. Just cut the fenders off now. Why not? Half second between our leader and second place. 2/10 between third and fourth. Mack is supplying the pressure to catch the lap machine of Mullins. One of them clears Mullins and then goes off track. That was Montrose all the way in the grass. Mack is trying to take advantage even though he had a narrower line. Then Montrose way in the grass on corner exit. But he uses that to keep the throttle down and drive away. Picks up 4/10 there. With all that grass driving. Meanwhile, Garrett Boyd pressures all over Kenneth Stout. Who we talking about, Banky? Who's good in these? Are those full course cautions? No, race fan. We only have local yellows. Sorry if that was a little delayed. Uh-oh, we got a connection issue. Kenneth Stout with a quick blink there. Hopefully that's not too distracting for Garrett Boyd trying to put the pressure on. Neo, the sound pizza commands don't work. Oh, Cliff in the modified. Yeah, he's good in those. Now I see the joke. It's like Jeremy Brown may have retired the 87. Has it on the pit lane, 5 laps down. Kenny Frisbee 2 laps down, 16th in the Corvette. Mullins in the modified, 1 lap down, 15th. Harry Grindell. This is run back to the back bumper of our leader once again. Garrett Boyd. And then you have this Mike Edwards, Andy Nickrich, Brady Powers battle. So a lot of battles going on still with 11 minutes to go. Mike Edwards, look at him, got quite a line through there and actually caught right up to Andy Nickrich through the center of the corner. That Mustang's actually rolling center pretty well. See, he has to keep checking up to not hit the 07. This is for position. Mark Sherman in the McLaren, Matthew in the Porsche. As we said, quite a few battles going on all over the track. We'll go back to this Mustang versus Porsche battle. Andy Nickrich, Mike Edwards for 8th. Lead up front is about a half second. Mackus and Montrose, the 3rd place battle, about the same. This one's a little tighter at 4/10. You also have Sherman and Matthew about the same gap. I feel like at this point, Mackus has the entire back end of that Montrose Porsche memorized. He's been behind it the first 20 minutes of this race, it feels like. Gonna have nightmares about the number 1. We gotta hydrate. Cheers, Cody. Check in on Garrett Boyd. He's got it nice and tidy up against Kenneth Stout, trying to get by. Stout making that McLaren very wide. We've got him going to the outside as Boyd. See if he can keep the Corvette there. He gets a little too wide. He has to give up the spot. Fortunate not to go out in the grass. Harry Grindell's gotten by Cody Cleaver. So we must have had a mistake somewhere along the way. That wasn't seeming likely. He's behind there. 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 It's ahead there. Okay, let's see what happens.
Didn't know there was a cab there.
Going into the left-hander. And back to the right.
That scares me, man.
Oh, he's going to get out too wide on the throttle. Gets it into the grass. That's going to slow down his exit. Grindell's going to have a good run at him going into the chicane. Nothing doing there. Oh, there it is. Way too much sausage curve for the two. Gets that nose up into the air, and Harry Grindell takes the lead on that mistake. And he has held it ever since, and actually pulling away by 2 seconds now. So Harry Grindell to the lead. Similar mistake out of the teammate. Ian Montrose making a mistake through there. Didn't quite get the nose as high. Makis all over the back of him, trying to find a way by. 8 minutes to go. Man, oh man, Montrose making that thing 20 miles wide. Makis has a great run here. Montrose is going to take the inside defensive line. Makis going to take the outside and see if he can keep it there all the way around Big Bend. He's going to have to drive it in deep. I don't know that he's going to be able to keep the nose there. He's going to cut back. Nothing doing there. I heard someone just spin. Maybe it's Mike Edwards. Edwards up into the top 10. He gets a little out of shape coming up the final turn and smacks into the inside wall and destroys that Mustang. That is rough for Mike Edwards. That's going to be a tow. And he sits on the pit lane. Harry Grindell still your leader. That'll move Matthew up into the top 10 in this 33. Lucas Hoyce was knocking on the door of a top 10 after that lap 1 crash. That is what persistence looks like. Montrose 10 seconds back of our leader. Has Makis all over him, as he has been almost the entire race. And right there, Lucas Hoyce just got by Matthew. What happened? Looks like Matthew blew the chicane. Couldn't get it slowed down. Had to go the long way around, take the slowdown. Lucas Hoyce gifted the 10th spot. Harry Grindell's gotten by a lapped car. That was John Neckrich in the 6th. And Cody Cleaver behind the other Wannagoons Corvette. He's trying to catch the race leader, but he's quite a ways back. So now we have 2 battles left. This is the 3rd place battle, and we also have that 5th place battle right behind him. Only 2 battles we still have to talk about. Anything else is going to come down to a mistake. Makis shows the nose heading into 1, trying to get Montrose off his line. Montrose holding tighty, not deterred. SRL veteran in that number 1. He's seen about all there is to see in sim racing. You see back there in the background, the end of the No Name Straight, that is the other battle going on. Kenneth Stout, Garrett Boyd battle for 5th. 5 minutes and some change left to go here from Lime Rock Park in the GT-3 Challenge. After this, we go to Super Speedway, taking the next-gen cars to Talladega. Oh no, is that Cliff Mullins with the fast repair going way wide? He finally did come down and get a brand new car. Seems to have not helped. All that extra weight on the nose just sent him out into the grass. John Neckrich and John Garrett. Battle of the Johns developing. This is for 12th. Garrett in the bright Mercedes, and then Neckrich in the black and red Wannagoons Corvette with the red wheels. Now we got 3 battles to talk about. This is our closest one. Kenneth Stout, Garrett Boyd for the 5th spot. Up into the chicane through the uphill as we get sub 5 minutes. Tries to get to the right side. Garrett Boyd. They're making contact into West Bend. Garrett Boyd takes the spot. Here comes the McLaren back to the inside through the downhill. He's going to shove it in there. They're going to spin out going into the final turn. Garrett gets turned. Kenneth Stout just turns him. Somebody said something about blocking. I don't know which one of them said it, but it was obviously one of those two. And that is so much for our 5th place battle. Brady Power is going to come in and trying to clean up Garrett Boyd if he can these final 4 minutes. So back to our best battle on track, and they are in heavy traffic. Just got around Mullins. They got a couple more to go. As Montrose in the rusted out Rexy machine, and behind that is Kenneth. That's not Kenneth. That's Makis, also known as Marcus Hagman. Sorry, buddy. One day I'll get that right. Today is not that day. Tomorrow's not looking good either. Down under 4/10 between the two. Got 3 lap cars ahead. And they are battling one another. That is the battle for the Johns just ahead. Who's going to be the best John? The Johns, Garrett and Neckrich, 12th and 13th. Directly ahead of this battle for the 3rd spot. Keep an eye on both battles. Uh-oh. The Corvettes was off. Looked like John Neckrich. That gives the spot to John Garrett. And John Garrett reigns the John supremacy. 3 minutes to go from Lime Rock. Harry Grindell, 2 seconds in the lead. We're watching the battle for 3rd between Montrose and Macus. Montrose trying to hang on to it. Just ahead, that is John Garrett. John lets him through as he didn't have anyone to battle. Montrose flashing the headlights as a thank you, but he was already by him, so John couldn't see that. 2.5 minutes to go. They're catching that Corvette. Hard to tell which Wannagoon's Corvette that is. Might be Frisbee. It is. That's the number 11 of Frisbee. Macus looking to the inside in the final corner. We saw that go wrong when the battle for 5th. Speaking of the battle for 5th, Garrett Boyd not that far off from Kenneth Stout. That battle's not quite over. Macus applying so much pressure to Montrose. Montrose just not making any mistakes. Not big enough to let the number 12 Porsche through. Just a slight wheel dip there and a slight slide there, but he's doing okay. Montrose catches the curb and headed through the downhill. Under 2 minutes to go. Harry Grindell clear sailing right now in the new McLaren. Trying to go 1 for 1. And Garrett Boyd, Kenneth Stout have changed positions going through the downhill. I wonder if the car in front of them had anything to do with that. Does happen to be a teammate of Garrett Boyd. That tells me all I need to know right there. Oh man, Harry Grindell across the line. This should be the final lap.
A little late block there, but
Mac is saying late block by Montrose. This battle's still going on. Macus to the outside again through West Bend as Montrose defends the inside.
Why does my car keep launching?
I think Hoytsman just launched through. White flag is out. Should be Harry Grindell's time to cross the line for the win here, but we wanted to keep our eyes on that battle between Montrose and Macus. That's probably the last chance they had there.
Good one, Harry.
Harry Grindell is going to pick up the win. Go 1 for 1 in the McLaren.
Sorry again about the chicane. I thought
Cleaver
you were
P2.
clearly 11, and by the time I realized you weren't, I thought
Macus send a challenge here. Final corner. Montrose catches the curve a little bit. Macus keeps the throttle down. They're going to go right up to the line. And at the line, it's going to be Montrose over Macus.
I get racing, dude. I'll get racing all the time. You put me under pressure the whole time. What's up?
Garrett Boyd in the Corvette going to get a top 5.
yeah, that was good fun. That last block was a little bit late, but it's okay.
Kenneth Stout picks up 6th. Brady Powers 7th. Andy Neckrich 8th. Mark Sherman 9th. Lucas Hoysa going to bring it home 10th. Matthew Cookson 11th. They're all going to wad him up in turn 1, as is tradition at Lime Rock. John Garrett 12th. John Neckrich 13th. Cliff Mullins 14th. He's going to come in and finish him off. He's going to stop short and just give a little tap. Kenny Frisbee will get 15th. Mike Edwards 16th, Jeremy Brown 17th, and Daniel Llewellyn 18th. Good times had there. Harry Grindell, your race winner. Let's see if we can find him. I think he's already disappeared. Probably got yeeted to our winner. Once we track him down. Not the easiest thing to do these days. I don't see him. Harry! Harry, come chat. Alright, well, we'll look for anyone else then. Check Cody Cleaver in the 2. Cody, DG, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, we brought it home P2 tonight. A little contact there going into the chicane, but ultimately I don't think that mattered. He gave you the spot back, and your car didn't seem damaged after that. How was it out there?
It was really good the first couple laps, and then my tires just bit the dust hard. And that Harry was just much better at saving the tires than me, so that's what gave him the edge.
And forward, it looked like it was a lot of fun. You're able to bring it home P2. Good points day, and you got friends, family, sponsor shout-outs for us?
Yeah, shout out to the C2X boys. We got a lockout on the podium today, 1, 2, 3. Super proud of that. It's out to friends, family, anyone who supports me along the way. Thank you. And thank you, DG.
Yes, sir. Well, glad you were able to get a strong run here tonight. Get on out of here and see what you can't do the rest of the night. Hopefully we'll see you in at least one, if not 2 more races.
Yeah, we'll see. I need to go get food first.
10-4, me too. I got to sit right beside me. I can't eat because I got to keep talking.
Yeah.
All right, bud.
All right, see ya.
Cody Cleaver in the 2. Now we go bring in teammate Ian Montrose in the 1. Ian, DG, you got a copy?
Hey, how's it going, DG?
I think you're going to have nightmares with that 12 car in your mirror when you go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
He made you work for that, dude.
Yeah, for sure. And he found out how wide a car can get. Yeah, no, that was exhausting. Just constantly looking for when he's going to dive. That puts you under pressure in the braking points and all that lot. So credit to him. He kept it clean. And yes, honestly, that's a very hard-earned podium.
Sam Full, well, congrats on it. You got the friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs for us tonight?
Yeah, shout out to C2X and the team. Shout out to yourself for broadcasting and managing the league. DGSRacing.com for sponsoring, and wife and kids. Hello.
And congrats on this one, and hopefully we'll see you in 1 or 2 more races tonight.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna see if I can do this super speedway. Where is it? What are we doing?
Talladega Next Gen.
Okay. Yeah, I might give her a little go. Yeah. All right. We'll see you out there.
All right, bud. See you soon. As Ian Montrose in the 1, and we'll pull in Mr. Harry Grindell in the 70, getting the win tonight in the brand new McLaren. How good was the car shakedown?
Oh, it was nice. The tires got a little bit unimpressed with my manner of driving as the race went on, but on the whole, the car was clean, it was stable, it was quick. I couldn't have asked for a better car tonight. Well,
10-4. Out of all the McLarens you've driven, how does this one stack up?
This is probably the best. I mean, I have a soft spot for the 12C because I remember seeing one when I was like 9, and I've loved that car ever since. But that car had some oddities in its handling. It was unstable. It was on edge. It was very difficult. This, it is a world away. It is an absolute world away. It is just so stable. And as the race went on, the rear tires, they got a bit hot because, you know, this is obviously quite a high-load track.
Yes.
So the rear tires got a bit hot. They started to wear out a bit, but every time it started to slide, it was slow, and you could feel it coming, and then the traction control would kick in before it got a bit too far. So it's an absolutely wonderful car to drive, and I enjoyed every second of it.
10-4. Now that we got the McLaren commercial out of the way, how was the rest of the race? How was the track, and how was the traffic? I know it's a small track for, was it 17 cars tonight? So how was it navigating through traffic when you caught it?
Honestly, it wasn't as scary as I expected as it was most of the time. We had a point when I was behind Cody when he went past the 11, and I thought that the 11 was going to break quite early and let him be clear into the chicane, and that isn't quite what happened. So by the time I'd chosen my braking point, it was a bit too late to dodge him, so I had to kind of throw it to the right as to hit Cody square, and I made sure that he got back in front before I carried on, because that's not how I want to pass him. But bar that, and bar one of the Porsches just driving in front of me with about 2 to go in the chicane, that was quite scary too. But bar that, it was all right. I think everybody did quite a good job tonight, because especially with a track like this, how narrow it is and how fast you're going through some of these corners, it could have been a hell of a lot worse.
10-4. It looked like it was a lot of fun out there, and challenge checked off the list, and I guess we'll see you back next week now that you love this McLaren so much.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I was waiting for this to be released. I'd gotten a bit fed up of the old McLaren, in all honesty. But now that this is here, I'm happy to be back. And I'll tell you what a way to come back.
Absolutely.
So that's definitely definitely a good showcase for the new car in my first run with it. But yeah, just shout outs to Kamikaze Motorsport, Centered Hosting, Soyo, Game Rush Expo, Low Time Race Engines. We're this is a different one. This is a different engine that we've had to work on for this one, but it was brilliant and talky and punchy as it should be. And to Chance to Extreme and to yourself for putting this on and hosting it, it's lovely to be back.
All right, bud, we're glad to have you back, and we'll see you back here next week. Congrats on win number 1 on the season.
Absolutely, thank you very much.
As Harry Grindell in the 70 McLaren getting victory here tonight, doing his burnouts across the victory line at Lime Rock, and well, that was a pretty clean race. I mean, there was a little bit of kerfuffling, but not as much as you would think with 17 cars on this track that's under a minute in lap time. It could have been way worse. Could have been way, way worse. So I'm quite pleased with how this one went down. Mac STC means take care, just so you know. I'm going to go ahead and run through our final results here from Lime Rock Park. Once we get all the gadgets and doodads and doohickeys and thingies out of the way and thingamajobs. There we go. Harry Grindell getting the win. Cody Cleaver, Ian Montrose, the podium spots. Then you have Marcus Hagman in the 4th spot. Garrett Boyd in 5th. Kenneth Stout picks up 6th. Brady Powers 7th. Andy Neckrich 8th. Then Mark Sherman and Lucas Hoytsma. Lucas rebounding after that lap 1 spin as our pole sitter to come back to 10th. Then you have lap down Matthew Kooks in 11th, John Garrett 12th, John Neckrich in 13th, Cliff Mullins 2 laps down on the Mustang in 14th, Kenny Frisbee the Corvette comes home 15th, Mike Edwards another Mustang in 16th, and Jeremy Brown, he had quite a disappointing race there, comes home 17th, 20 laps down. Then Daniel Lawallen 32 laps down in the 23. He got stuck in the guardrail early on, and I think he was just too embarrassed to continue after that. Scott Elson unfortunately never could get the 35 out onto the racetrack. They had some problems with the car, so he will not get credit, but hey, there's his name here for his efforts of actually trying to race this. So we appreciate you, Scott. Hopefully the issues with the team get a little bit straightened out, and we're able to see you a little bit later on tonight in the other races. Appreciate you all being here tonight. And Mikey, you did have decent speed. You moved all the way in the top 10, and then, that was a rough end for you tonight. Quick shout-outs to all of our sponsors that help things go around, including Wild Horse Broadcasting, Fort Worth Screen Printing, Arc Music. I'm trying to remember them all in order. This hurts my brain. So we usually have a little slide, but our slides are out of date because of something that transpired. Unfortunately, we'll try to get that settled over the weekend and have it all ready for you again next week. Trying to figure out what is Wednesday. 712 Brakes, Quinn Newton and his company over on Whatnot. Check them out. They got some good car deals going on. Let's see. Going in order. Frisbee Racing and the Wannagoons put on our trucks on Thursday, so make sure to give them a shout out and thank you and appreciation post or something like that. And Friday, we just got done with our dgsracing.com/paints, the painting side of stuff, putting on this program for us here tonight. And then we have Golden Eagle Syrup putting on our Super Speedway race at Talladega coming up next. The next gens at Talladega, and IndyCar tonight at Chicagoland. That should be fun. That put on by our friend Random Lee, the best damn drummer any band could ever ask for. Check him out at Random Lee on Twitch, RANDAMLEEE. And Sit and Venom, they do our Sunday, since Cliff's in chat, I'll go ahead and shout them out. They do our Sunday short track program. I always appreciate Cliff and the company for putting that on, and it's a good time over there on Sunday. Check that all out. Check it all out at dgsracing.com, and we appreciate each and every one of you being here tonight, and come on back for the next ones. We appreciate you. That does it on the YouTube. Now we're just the Twitch streams. We can